ahead and start unpacking them.
I'm taking this off before anything happens.
Yes, good idea. I'm taking this off too. Hello, my witches and wizards. We're back. It was an amazing time. We had such a good time. In fact, I had the casting Gorjo on my luggage in order to be able to get home all of the swag. It was such a great time, but I know that a lot of people weren't able to participate. It's assumed that there were around 8,000 people on the Saturday portion of the event. But I know a lot more people than that wanted to be there. So I'm going to work today to give you as much of that experience as I possibly can. So, my witches and wizards, before we get to that part, there's some other things we need to discuss. Because we got well more than enough eggs collected, well more than enough dragons defeated. I believe they said over 500,000 dragons were defeated over those 2 days, which is amazing. They only were hoping for 150,000. Go us! We are getting the Day of Dragons, and on our Day of Dragons, we are going to be fighting the Chinese Fireball. That is going to be happening on September 7th from 11 a.m. for 3 hours, so 11, 12, 1, 2 p.m. Pacific time. You will have to look for your own time zone to be able to find that out. We also were able to unlock an entire week of benefits, which have already started. Those benefits include half distance for unlocking portmanteaus. And just so you know, if you put a key in a 5K and it looks like it's still 5K and you're like, what's going on? Back out of it, go back in. It'll show that the 5K is already half done, or 10K or 1K or whatever size portmanteau you have in there. Same with the potions. When you are choosing the potion, you're having half brew time. When you're choosing your potion, it will show the regular full brewing time on when you choose the potion. It's just when the potion is in your cauldron, that is when it'll show the updated change.
Hey, hon?
Yes, dear.
Can I use this box?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
So we have half brewing times for our potions, half walking distance for our portmanteaus, an increase of 25% on Wizarding XP. That's for, it's not for like bonuses for like completing daily tasks or things like that. That's for defeating foundables, things of that nature. And also increased dark detector time. So dark detectors will be useful for a full hour. And now the information that I can give you that will get you as close as possible to having the full experience of going to Harry Potter Wizards Unite Fan Fest. It started out a little rough because, well, we woke up on Saturday to thunderstorms. Now, apparently the Calamity was fighting us. Niantic, the Wizards Niantic, in their wisdom, were able to pass a spell to pause the Calamity momentarily, for people's safety, which I really appreciate them taking that safety into consideration. But as a group, we cast our spell and got that taken care of. We were able to start at 9:30 instead of 9 o'clock, and they extended the experience to 8 p.m., which was, helped us for losing that short amount of time. As soon as you set foot inside the White River State Park, the first thing you'll notice is that the music from the application is all around you. In fact, it's sometimes quite a high volume. Charlie Weasley is announced to be there to help with the Calamity. He's the famous magizoologist. My life mate kind of fanboyed. He fanned out for a little while about that one. And the first task that you have to complete, the first quest portion, if you will, was to clean up the area. Specifically, the part I found the most interesting was to collect several eggs which were littering the ground. They were everywhere, and kind of complicated to keep my magizoologist from pocketing one. Anyway, then you moved on to step 2, in which he explained that in order to be able to properly work with dragons, you have to prove that you are worthy of all 4 of the Hogwarts houses. So you had to do quests showing different characteristics, persistence, fierceness. You had to do all of these quests, so the second quest had 4 parts, 1 for each Hogwarts house. It also unlocked 2 dragons available for you to find, the Antipodean Opali and...
I'm so proud of you!
the Antipodean Opali and the Welsh Green. These dragons were region locked, so they were only available in particular areas. So I'm going to show you some footage of all of that section for part 2. Oh.
See what I mean?
You're feisty then.
Okay.
It's false again. Then I want to post the dragon I actually want to post it to YouTube. Do you think I can do that?
There it is, sorry.
Oh, Sephora's theme. Ah. Oh, no, wait. That's only for Dottledrot. I'm not brewing you right now.
Or ever.
That's true.
I was only in the 50s finally.
Helga Hufflepuff.
Recorded all those.
I missed Gryffindor. I didn't give it any time. All right. That is a banshee attacking the portrait of Salazar's children. I haven't seen a banshee before. Oh yeah. Part 3 unlocked the other two dragons, the Chinese Fireball and the Peruvian Viper Tooth. They were also region locked. The Peruvian Viper Tooth in the area where we had entered, which was by the greenhouse, and the Chinese Fireball in the area that was also dark art, that also had the dark arts flag in the area. We worked hard to complete all of those quests and then collect enough dragons to register the page. And I will now show you some footage of those areas and that experience. I wish it was this easy usually. Stop here, I'm guessing. Oh Lord, Rita Skeeter's coming to talk to us.
What?
Can't stand this woman. The fourth and final task, Rita Skeeter, who, after, well, I'm not a big fan of her work. Anyway, Rita Skeeter showed up, insisting that she needed to make sure that you were ready for the public eye because you had helped defeat the calamity. So she had you get a new friend code, had you take a new picture with your ministry ID for your ministry ID so that you looked more photogenic. She also had you take a picture of one of the foundables that you had collected, which I had originally thought was going to be complicated until I found out this feature I'd never noticed before, so I wanted to point it out to you. In the upper left-hand corner, when you're on in your registry, on the registry page, there's a picture of a camera. If you click on that, it gets rid of anything you can't take a picture of. It only shows you the items that you can take a picture with. If you scroll through and see that there's a page with nothing on it, then that means there's nothing on that page with which you can take a picture. If you haven't collected enough of that foundable to be able to take the picture yet, it will show you how many you still need to collect and have it blank because you can't do that yet. And as soon as you want to go back to your regular registry page, you just click that button again and it goes back to normal. Made it so much easier. Why was this a complicated thing before? I have no idea. It was for me, and now it's not anymore. So that's nice. The other thing I gotta say about the registry pages is we put in a lot of time and effort and walking back and forth. As I'm sure you've been able to see from the map, the dragons weren't exactly standing right next to each other. And this was a 250-acre area. So yeah, in some of the pictures, it looks like there's not that many people. There were, I believe, over 8,000 on the first day. It's just that, spread out over 250 acres doesn't look like that many. But the difficulty was prestiging the page, knowing that I'll probably never have it look that pretty again. But I wanted the XP. And I thought maybe if I worked really hard on my last hour and a half, I'd be able to collect enough dragons. And I didn't succeed. However, I do know that there are several people that got past the first page. They got past copper all the way into silver. I talked to one person who got all the way to gold, which, kudos them. I like to stop and sit every once in a while and do things besides just hunt the dragons. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to prestige the pages as many times as they did. And now my page is sad because not everything is bright and colorful anymore, but I still have the screenshots to remember it by. The other things from the event that didn't necessarily have to do with the quest and more with just the general experience. There were 3 locations where you could do trivia and win t-shirts like this one that I won on trivia, because apparently people don't understand that the horned serpent is localized to North America. I'm probably going to have to do a video explaining to people the history of wizarding here in the United States, since most everyone is most familiar with wizarding over in England. There was lots of food, including butterbeer, but I don't partake in butterscotch. Sorry. Besides that, there were many beautiful things to see, such as the dirigible plums, the harp. There were wonderful friends to make. I ran into a bunch of other YouTubers, and there we all are hanging out together, and just a wonderful time to be had. The weather was perfect. The other thing I wanted to mention is just how many foundables there were. Inns everywhere, each option being winner, winner, chicken dinner, and so many foundables, and the difficulty had been ramped down. Everything I found, I was defeating in 1 or 2 casts. It was amazing, and I have to say, I can't tell you how many pages I prestiged. I can tell you I went up over 20 levels in oddities alone, let alone all the other items that I was catching, because I wasn't just doing oddities. And it was just, I ended up with collecting well over 100 scrolls during the event, which will eventually help me with being able to level up once I get more green tomes or red tomes, because I can't do anything more with my level until I get either of those. Oh! Hi, honey.
Hi.
Hi. Everything all right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, my witches and wizards, that's all I had to say about, well, I'm sure I'll be talking more about it because it's going to be on my mind for months, but that's it for the Wizards Unite Fan Festival. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, share this. We are so close to hitting 100 subscribers, and we've only been doing this since June, right? Mm-hmm. We are so excited about it, so thank you all so much for that. Also, the GoFundMe is available for just a couple more days, and those who do back us on the GoFundMe are going to be getting swag from the event. So, not t-shirts, sorry, I can't afford to give everyone a t-shirt, even with the GoFundMe, but
Although next time.
Next time. So as always, my witches and wizards, keep your eyes peeled, your ears open, and your wands ready. Hey, hon, what are you up to?
Nothing.
See you next time. Honey?